Hello and welcome to this video of the online course Wilderness Navigation Masters, where you will learn how to locate yourself on your map to navigate using a topographic map only. This is an interesting video because once you finish watching it, you can start imagining yourself during your outdoor activity, taking landmarks from your topographic map and searching for them around you. But why only with a map? Why not using my compass? There is two reasons for that. Most of the time, using a topographic map is enough. The second reason is you have to master using your map only, because if you don't, any techniques based on that will not be effective. I know that I've already said it before, but I have to. Pre-activity planning is essential, because when you do it, after you leave your car, for example, in the trailhead, and you start going in the wilderness, you will already have an idea of what surrounds you, and knowing that only can give you a general idea of where you are on the map and prevent you from getting lost. And when you want to know where you are exactly on your map, you can start looking for the tiny detailed elements. Knowing how to navigate in the wilderness using a map only consists of looking for what around you and found it on the map, and the opposite, which is getting what is in the map and looking for it around you. From that, you can know where you are, where you want to go, and how to do it. But to do that, you have to first locate yourself on the map. Second, orient your map to match the landscape. You may have this question, but why should I orient my map? This is essential because when you know where you are on your map, if your map is not oriented and you start walking in a certain direction, you will not know what you will get into. If you try to know where you are on your map with the help of an obvious, reliable landmark but not unique, for example, like a house where there is also some houses near it, you will not know which one of them you are next to. So, in order to locate yourself on a map, you have to use obvious, reliable, and unique landmarks. If you are new to this area, for example, and you try to locate yourself on this map excerpt using a house as a landmark, you will not succeed because there is a bunch of similar houses. But when you use an obvious, reliable, and unique landmark like this bridge here, that is obvious because it's big, unique because there is no other similar bridges, and reliable because a bridge it's not something that will be built and removed after just 10 years. Another reliable, obvious, unique landmark is this athletic field here or this airport here. Like you see, even in a city, it's hard to find obvious, reliable, and unique landmarks. But don't worry, because there is another way to locate yourself on your map, which is using linear landmarks, like roads, mountain ranges, creeks, overhead power lines, etc. But the problem here is if you are next to just one linear landmark, like a creek, you can't know where you are exactly at because it's a long line. But if another creek intercepts with it like that, when you are next to this intersection, you can locate yourself exactly on your map. Now, let's see how many linear landmarks intersection you can find on this map excerpt. The first intersection that I can see is this one between a single track railroad and this primary highway. The other one is this intersection between this secondary highway and this road here. The next one is this intersection between this power transmission line and this single track railroad here, or with this secondary highway here. Another intersection is this one here, between this red and black road. Now that you start getting familiar with the intersections that you can find in a city, let's search for them in a wilderness topographic map excerpt. The obvious landmark in this map excerpt is this river here. The first intersection in it is this one with this unimproved road. The second intersection in it is this one with a creek here. If we move to the left, we found this intersection between this creek and this unimproved road. Above it, I can see this intersection of creeks here. Another intersection is this one between a creek and a lake. The last one that I can see is this one here, between two unimproved roads. If in a situation you still can't find an intersection between two linear landmarks, I still have another solution for you, which is searching for an imaginary line intersection. Let me explain it for you. This is a topographic map excerpt of the Crater Lake, and this is a photo that are taken from this trail. The two unique points that I can see in this photo and I can use to draw my imaginary line is this edge of the island and this peak. When I draw this imaginary line in my topographic map excerpt, for sure I can know that this photo are taken exactly from this place on the trail. I know that this may be looking simple for you, and I agree with you, but it's very useful when you try to locate yourself in the wilderness, but you have only a linear landmark and 2-point landmarks. I've wanted to show you another example using a real photo, but it's hard for me to find ones on the internet that I can use. For that, I've created this illustration to explain myself. Let's say that you are working on this Lion Gulch trail, but you don't know if you are here, here or here. But in one direction, what you can see is this. Two mountains and a ridge line between them, and a mountain peak in the background. On the map, this ridge line is this, and the mountain peak in the background is this. So when you draw the line that starts from the mountain peak and goes on the lowest point on the ridge line, this intersection with the trail is your location. Now I think that you started seeing how can you benefit from just an imaginary line of 2 points landmarks. Now, after you locate yourself on your map, the only thing you have to do to start navigate is to orient your map to the landscape. Which means, if you take your map between your hands in front of you, what you see in the front of you in the real world match what is in the front of you at your position on your map. Yes, sometimes that forces you to read the toponymy on your map upside down, but it's easier to have the toponymy only upside down than to have it right, but all the map is upside down. This is an example of an oriented map versus a non-oriented map. Now, to navigate using only your map, all you have to do is to move in the direction of a point landmark like a summit, or to follow a linear landmark like a river. But do not forget that you should orient your map when you are moving. Not always like a GPS, but in the same time not after an hour. I can't give you an exact time duration between each time you have to orient your map because it depends on multiple things like your capacity of remembering your trail and the topography of your area, etc. But as long as you are attentive when you are outdoors, when it's time to orient your map, you will have a feeling to do it. All that to just keep knowing where you are on your map, because this is your way to keep yourself unlost in the wilderness. Now, let's go to the exercises. This is a photo of the hidden lake, and this is 3 topographic map excerpts, only one of them that are oriented to the photo. Which one? A, B, or C? The correct answer is the first one, A, because this peak is this one is this, and this cliff right here, it's what is represented here by these contour lines that are close to each other. In the second exercise, I want you to search for a digital or physical topographic map and start looking for imaginary and real linear landmarks, intersections that you can use to locate yourself in this area. That's all for this video. I hope that you learned something out of it. Did you start imagining yourself outdoor, having your map between your hands and looking for what around you and trying to locate that during your activity? If yes, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.